This has serious implications for the Mets. Well, the Mets dropped a brutal, heartbreaking game today versus the Nationals at home. What a tough extra innings loss. Where does the team go from here? They're going to have to bounce back and bounce back quickly. I'm Adam Choit, your host for today here on Mets Digest. And before we dig in on all that, I just want to give you guys a quick heads up, a quick reminder to please subscribe, because as you can see, nearly 70% of you guys watching these videos are not subscribed. So please take a quick second to do that. It is appreciated for sure. Let's get into it. It was a brutal loss for the Mets today out at Citi Field, 5-3 to the Nationals. An extra innings defeat, a sad defeat. There were a lot of sloppy play today defensively by the Mets. That did not help. They did not get the clutch hits. They did not get it done. As the wild card race continues to get tighter and tighter, let's get into the recap. This is from Philip Martinez of SNY. The Mets overcame early defensive miscues to send the game to extra innings, but allowed a 2-run inside the park homer in the 11th to drop the middle of their 3-game set to the Nationals 5-3 on Saturday evening. After New York scored twice in the 9th, Tyler Rogers could not keep the Nationals down in the 11th. After C.J. Abrams made a boneheaded play to get called out at third base with no outs, Dallin Lyle did the unthinkable. He launched the ball to Cedric Mullins in center, who got a bad break on the ball that kept carrying and ricocheted off the wall and trickled away from him. The speedy Lyle came all the way around to score the home run and give the Nationals the 2-run lead and the eventual win after Mullins, Francisco Lindor, and Juan Soto went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 11th. Not a happy crowd leaving Citi Field today. Not ideal. Here are the standings up to the second for you. As you can see, the Mets are now just 1.5 games ahead of the Reds. As I record this, the Reds are playing the Cubs in Cincinnati. They are up 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. By the time you watch this video, that game probably is over, and either you're happy that the Reds lost and the Cubs came back, or very upset that the Reds were able to hold on for the victory. The Reds have the tiebreaker versus the Mets. That is not an ideal situation. So if the Mets end up even with the Reds on the very last day, the Reds will be going to the playoffs and the Mets will be going home. That is not what the Mets want. That's what the Mets want to avoid. They want to continue to try to hold on to controlling their destiny if they can, so to speak. That would be ideal. Huge game out at Citi Field tomorrow on Sunday. Let's dig into some more from today. The Mets forced extra innings but gave up a go-ahead inside the park home run in the 11th inning of their 5-3 loss to the Nationals. That's SNY, of course, summarizing it. They overcame that 3-0 deficit, only to go 0 for their last 7 with runners in scoring position in the 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's like these things that have been plaguing the Mets throughout the season, these issues, these runners in scoring position issues, are coming back to haunt them in some of these tough losses in the last couple of weeks or so. They seem to have solved that problem in August, hitting with runners in scoring position. Obviously, Soto has come around in that regard, notwithstanding today's game in terms of a clutch. And it wasn't with runners in scoring position in the 11th, but it was certainly. It wasn't that bad because he had the ghost run, I believe. But yeah, the Mets did not get it done with runners in scoring position and have not done so consistently throughout this season. The level of teasing from this team all year has been absolutely absurd. That's from Just Mets. And here's the box score. The Mets did put together 11 hits, couple of walks, a few hit by pitches, but again, did not get it done in the clutch. 2 hits for Soto, a couple of hits for Alvarez. But Vientos had a huge hit to bring the Mets within 1 before tying. They eventually tied it. He had a great at bat, double to drive in a couple to get the Mets within a run, but ultimately it was not enough for the Mets to secure the victory today. I want to before we look at that, I want to look at this right here. This was the pitchers. Pretty well done. Only two of these 5 runs allowed were earned. So a lot falls on the defense, the pitching, the bullpen. If there was a bright spot, if there has been a bright spot for the Mets, it has been Helsley bouncing back and having several solid performances in a row. That's good to see. Dropping his ERA under 5. That's positive for him. And this is what I wanted to show you guys, because this is really indicative of the season that the Mets have had in 2025. 45-24 to start the year, first 69 games, nice. Then 17 games after that, 3-14. Then the next 20, 14-6. And then 16, 2-14. The next 19, 12-7. And the next 8, 0-8. And the next 5, 4-1. This is the definition of inconsistent baseball. And this is not a team that the word that I think of and keep coming back to, and this is not an original thought or anything when it comes to the 2025 Mets, is trust. And what I'm referring to is a lack thereof. I do not trust this team coming down the home stretch with 7 games to go. By the way, I see the Reds just took a 6-3 lead, so that lead is more than likely to be trimmed to a game quite shortly. But yeah, this is just really captures what the 2025 Mets are all about. Just the total inconsistency and a streaky team, for better or worse, whether it's a good streak or a bad streak. They have certainly been a streaky team, and it's been a roller coaster season, and that's the absolute perfect graphic for that. The Mets are now 0-66 when trailing after 8 innings this season. That's also been a recurring theme, as you can see. That's hard to believe. I'm almost certain that every single other team in the major leagues is not stuck on 0 wins in that category. But what do you guys think about the Mets? Are you confident in the last 7 games as we come down the home stretch that they're going to be hold on? It's not going to be easy at Chicago, and then in Miami, who always gives the Mets fits. You're facing a good team, then you're facing a feisty team that always gives the Mets problems or tends to quite often. Do you think the Mets can make the playoffs? Can they do it? What do you guys think? Are you nervous, confident? Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and Lord, let's go Mets.